Innovation's tricky because it's out of necessity, right? Necessity is the mother of invention. So areas and industries where I see innovation happening the most is actually in technology, because technology has the most need for planned obsolescence. So tech companies, I think outside of even the big players, I think some of the smaller tech companies are doing more innovation than some of the larger ones. I think innovating entire business models like Amazon is, to me, exciting and profound. Amazon's entering not just food delivery, but ticket delivery. So they're taking on the likes of Live Nation and others. So I think that in the technology space is probably the best innovation I've seen over the past probably 15, 25 years. To me, innovation is not a department. It's not a title, candidly. And it's also not just a process. I think innovation is cultural based. I think leaders and organizations have to make it safe for failure to occur. And where there's failure, there's learning. When there's learning, there's growth. And when there's accelerated growth, there's innovation. I think innovation drives that. But it has to be done with a culture of learning and candidly a culture of failure. You have to allow in your business model some level of failure. Otherwise, you won't be successful and you won't innovate. The role of Chief Innovation Officer has always been, in my opinion, again, a misnomer. I'm not a big fan of actually having someone named the head of innovation. I think really you're a cheerleader. You're cheerleading the desire for an organization to think about possibility and not just about pragmatics. So it's not about who has a secret sauce of creating something new versus who's doing the day-to-day job. That's not what innovation is about. Innovation is about driving toward that greatness. And that greatness isn't incremental to your day job. That greatness to me is profoundly different than what may be the case today. It may be an entirely different business model than you're in right now, if you're indeed chasing the consumer's need and finding a solution. So it's about driving culture and cheerleading that culture and allowing a safe place for failure to exist in the company. My biggest takeaway from this session is being around so many like-minded people dealing with so many of the same issues. I think conferences like this allow folk to chip away, commiserate candidly, but also to share learnings. So for me, the biggest takeaway was how innovation today in this complex world is driving towards simplicity. Everyone's trying to find a simpler way to scale faster, a simpler way to sustain solution, and a simpler way to drive incremental growth without changing their entire business infrastructure. And that to me is what innovation is about. It can be more complicated given the problems that we're facing today, but I think the drive towards simplicity across industry sectors is critically important and something that I learned about this session. This is my first time at FEI, and I was impressed not just based on the organization, but the level of sharing and the type of topics. You get multiple tracks based on what you want to learn about, and you have the general session. So having the ability to have larger groups where you actually are engaging in some, I believe, pretty important discussions, and then having smaller breakout sessions that are highly specific with highly specialized skilled people presenting, and having the Q&A component in a smaller environment is helpful. Having large keynotes without a smaller breakout session is tough for that learning, and that's what this is about. Coming to a conference is not just about passively listening, it's about engaging directly, and having a duality of large general sessions and some small scale breakout sessions helps you get that one-to-one interaction that I think you need to fulfill out of a session like this and a conference like this.
All right, that